Before this video starts, I would like to point out that I wasn't happy with the quality of the video, but I needed a video to go up today, so this one just had to do, so I'm sorry for the bad quality. Hello and welcome back to my channel, it's me, Amy. Firstly, I want to apologise for the poor lighting. I'm currently not in my room because I can't be in my room because there's just presents everywhere and there is nowhere to sit. Today's video is Jayden's 10-month baby update. I really can't believe that he is 10 months old. I remember doing his 1 week update and his 1 month update, and now to be doing his 10 months update, to think he only has 2 months until he's 1 is crazy. Jayden is not with me. He is asleep downstairs in his buggy because we just went for a walk and he fell asleep. I feel like it's best for me to do this video because otherwise I'll be like watching Jayden 24/7, you know, trying to thingy, because he crawls everywhere and he's so crazy right now. He just likes to be active. First thing I want to talk about is Jayden's eating. So Jayden's obviously on like stage 2 eating, and a lot of people ask me, how do you do lumpier food? Because obviously he still eats homemade baby food, so a lot of people have asked me like, how do you do lumpier food? And the answer to that is I put like mushrooms, peas or sweet corn in after I've blended up the food and stir it, and it'll give it that lump, like that texture. Or you just leave certain things out, like it could be sweet pepper or certain things from the meal. Also, I like to give him proper solids. So Jayden's favourite thing at the moment is chocolate. He doesn't eat it often, he does not eat it regular, it is a treat for him. So sometimes he'll have it after dinner if he ate all his dinner, and just to give him a little treat. His favourite chocolate is a Milky Bar. He also loves toast, that's a finger food, absolutely loves it. He loves pancakes, things like that, like just things he can pick up, like pasta. I am a bit cautious of pasta because obviously if he can't chew it properly and then try swallowing it, he could choke. So I just keep my eye on him all the time while he is eating. Bottles during the day have decreased, so he has less bottles during the day. So he has about 3 bottles during the day, sometimes 2. He has one in the morning when he first gets up, just because he always wants that bottle. He normally has one to go down with on his afternoon nap. He didn't have one today because he just fell asleep. He must have been really tired. And then sometimes he has one to go asleep with, sometimes he doesn't because he's still full up from dinner. He'll just go asleep without a bottle. My child is still waking up during the night. Last night he woke up only once for about 2 minutes, but he's still waking up during the night. Sometimes it can be more than once, sometimes it can be twice, 3 or 4 times, and it is a bit like, oh my god, it's like having a newborn still. And I generally am really tired, but obviously that's Jayden and it is hard trying to get him to sleep through the night. I've tried everything you can think of, but every baby is different. Not every baby is going to sleep through the night at 10 months old. Some babies don't sleep through the night until they're 1.5. So fingers crossed he does sleep like through the night before he turns 1 in February. Obviously, you know, he isn't breastfed anymore. He's actually formula fed, and he has Cow and Gate stage 2, the growing up milk I think it's called, and he does really well with that. That's why I think he has less bottles, because that fills him up more. He has like nice fair enough portions of dinner, breakfast and lunch as well. Jayden was poorly about a week ago, maybe a little bit less than that. He had a really bad cold, he had a snotty nose and he couldn't breathe properly and he was just really miserable. I do think this is down to his teething, and that's where we get onto the subject of teething. He now has his 5th tooth coming through and possibly his 6th tooth coming through, and that's why I think he's not sleeping through the night as well, because he's being miserable, he's crying, he wants cuddles, but then when he gets cuddles he realises that's not helping his pain. He does have Calpol if the pain's really bad, like if he's really miserable, but that doesn't always work either. When Jayden was poorly, he started to refuse dummies, pacifiers, whatever you want to call them. He started to refuse them. Like when he was miserable and he was like asleep but then waking up, I used to try to give him his dummy to try to soothe him, and he would just spit it at me, throw it at me, and he's still doing it now. So Jayden doesn't actually have a dummy. It's been about a week since he last used a dummy, possibly a little bit more than that, and he's doing really well. I thought like it was going to be hard to get him off dummies when he got to that age, but he's actually done it himself. Like he refuses a dummy. You try to put a dummy in his mouth, he'll pull it out and throw it, or he'll just spit it out and pull a funny face at it. So he doesn't actually use a dummy or a pacifier anymore. With Jayden's crawling, he's really good at crawling. He does it on his knees and he's so fast at crawling. 1 minute he'll be there, the next minute he'll be over there within seconds. He is so fast. He's also walking now, kind of. So he like holds onto furniture, you call it furniture cruising, and he walks around the furniture like across the sofa sofa or across the cupboards to get to you, and it's so funny to watch because he does it so slowly and so steady. His favourite thing to watch at the moment on TV is Fireman Sam and Cocomelon. It used to be Peppa Pig, but he's gone really like off that. Like, not off it, but he doesn't find it interesting. Like if you put Cocomelon or Fireman Sam on, he sits there and just stares at the TV for ages. He really enjoys cuddles and he gives so many kisses, especially on your cheek or your chin. He loves to kiss your chin for some reason, but it's so funny because he just opens his mouth and puts it on you and it makes noises like ooh, and he also likes to headbutt you, but not hard, just softly, and go like this kind of thing on you or your chest, and that's him like telling you he loves you kind of thing, because he does it when he's like in a loving mood and just wants cuddles and things like that. He copies a lot. So I was sitting on the floor in my front room the other day and I like threw myself forward, like I was sitting down, not hard, I just softly threw myself forward, and he did it, then I did it, then he did it, then I did it, and it was so funny because he was cracking up, he was laughing so much, he was enjoying it so much. Jayden has said his first word and it was mum, but he says it like mum, and I was so shocked when he said it. He's not said it as much anymore, like he says it now and again, but he's not really saying it as much anymore, but that is normal for babies. It's starting to sound like he's kind of saying dada, because he goes dada, dada, like that, so he could possibly be trying to say daddy or dada. He is in size 12 to 18 months clothes, however some 9 to 12 clothes do fit him. I just want to point that out. It depends where it's from and what brand, and it will fit him, but most of his clothes now that he wears are 12 to 18. There's the odd few like his jeans and things like that are 9 to 12, and a few coats that are 9 to 12 months. He's wearing size 2 or 2.5 trainers, I'm not quite sure. I know in months that there'd be 6 to 9 months shoe size, but I don't know the number. I think it is 2.5, but don't quote me on that. We have brought him some trainers that are a size 3 and a size 4 for Christmas that he can have, because obviously they're a bigger size than what he is. Jayden is very tall for his age. He was next to a baby that's dead on a year older than him, and they were the same size, literally the same, like the same height. It was crazy, but obviously the 1-year-old was actually walking about and things like that, and Jayden can't walk without furniture at the moment. Jayden loves bath times, absolutely loves them. His favourite time of the day is his bath time with all his toys in his chair. However, this child is starting to climb out of his chair. His chair, the one that you sit him in and it's like got a thing around him, he's starting to climb out of him. And it's like, you gotta try to sit him back down, but when he's wet it's harder to get him in without like him bending his legs up and trying to switch and turn and falling out. And it's like, oh my god, Jayden, if you fell out you're gonna hurt yourself. It's just, it's bizarre. How bizarre. I don't know what else to talk about because I think I've caught you up with everything about Jayden. I feel like that's all you need to know. One thing I will say is his eyes are starting to turn more green than blue, so we think he might have between green hazel eyes kind of colour, a bit like mine. However, mine in the summer do turn blue, in the winter they turn green, and then in the autumn they're hazel. It's weird how my eyes work, so we don't know whether Jayden's going to follow that, but we very doubt that he's going to get dark brown eyes like Marcus, his dad. So yeah, as you can tell, this isn't my room, just making that thingy, this isn't my room. I will be back in my room for the next sit down video, don't you worry. But I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up, make sure you subscribe and keep yourself notified for future videos. But for now, adios amigos.